Now let me show you how to dispatch actions. So in this function, we're going to declare another function called dispatch that takes an action object. Now we should add this function to our store object. So let's add that over here. Good. Now, what should happen in this function? Two things. First, we need to call our reducer to get the new state. And then we need to notify the subscribers. We'll talk about the second step in the next lesson because we haven't implemented the subscribe method yet. So let's focus on calling our reducer. But where is our reducer? Well, if you remember, when we created a store using Redux, we had to pass a reducer function. So the create store function of Redux expects a reference to the reducer function. So let's add a parameter here, reducer. Now, in the dispatch function, we have access to the reducer argument, just like how we can access the state variable. So let's call the reducer function. Now, a reducer has two parameters, the current state and the action that was dispatched. So here's the current state, and here's the action that was dispatched. The reducer will take these arguments and return the new state. So we can set that like this. Now, when calling the create store function, we need to pass our reducer. So let's import it on the top. Very easy. Import reducer from the reducer module. And then we pass it over here. Good. Let's test our implementation. So we go to our index.js. We import our store. Now we should dispatch an action. So let's import all of our action creators in one line. Import everything as actions from the actions module. Now you might be wondering why I didn't call this object action creators or this module action creators. Why did I call it actions? Well, let me show you. So if we call store.dispatch, here we can call actions.bugAdded. Give it a description like bug1. Look, this syntax is nicer to read. Actions.bugAdded. If I call this action creators, this would look a little bit odd and the code looks longer. So that is why I prefer to call this object actions. So we dispatch an action. The state of the store should be updated. Let's verify it. Console.log store.getState. Take a look. So we have an array with one object, and that is our bug. So this verifies that we successfully implemented dispatching an action. The last step is notifying the subscribers, and these are the UI components. So we'll do that next.